Imagine a world where a single word could mean both a ship and a warrior. In the late 8th century, Norsemen from the rugged coasts of Scandinavia began to carve a new chapter in history. Their longships, sleek and swift, sliced through the North Atlantic, carrying men, women, and ideas to distant shores. From the misty fjords of Norway to the icy coasts of Greenland, the Vikings left a trail of exploration, trade, and cultural exchange. Their voyages were not mere raids, they were journeys of discovery that reshaped the map of Europe and beyond. This is the story of the Vikings, a people whose legacy still echoes across the seas. The roots of the Viking Age lie in the heart of Scandinavia, where harsh winters and limited arable land pushed communities toward the sea. By the 9th century, the societies of Norway, Sweden, and Denmark had evolved into tightly knit clans, each led by a chieftain who wielded both political and military power. The Norse people were farmers, fishermen, and traders, and their daily lives were shaped by the rhythms of the sun and the tides. Their craftsmanship, wood carving, metalwork, and textile weaving, reflected a culture that prized skill and practicality. These early Norse societies laid the groundwork for the bold ventures that would soon cross the oceans. Viking society was organized around kinship and mutual obligation. At the top stood the jarls, or nobles, who owned land and commanded armies. Below them were the carls, free men who worked the fields and could own property. Women, while not warriors, held significant influence. They managed households, negotiated trade, and could inherit wealth. The legal system was based on assemblies called things, where disputes were settled and laws were made. This communal approach fostered resilience, allowing the Vikings to adapt to the challenges of the North Atlantic. Their social fabric was woven with respect for honor, loyalty, and the shared responsibility of protecting the clan. The Viking Age is best known for its daring voyages across the North Atlantic. In 793, the first recorded raid on Lindisfarne marked the beginning of a new era of maritime prowess. From there, Norse explorers pushed eastward to the Byzantine Empire, trading furs for silk, and westward to the British Isles, Iceland, and Greenland. By the early 11th century, a group of Norsemen had reached the shores of North America, long before Columbus. These voyages were guided by a deep understanding of the stars, the sun, and the currents, allowing them to navigate thousands of miles of open sea with remarkable precision. Beyond raiding, the Vikings were astute traders who connected the far reaches of Europe. They established routes that linked the Baltic to the Mediterranean, carrying goods such as amber, furs, and iron. In exchange, they brought back exotic items like spices, silk, and precious metals from the Byzantine Empire and the Abbasid Caliphate. Viking merchants operated in bustling market towns, negotiating deals that spanned continents. Their trading posts, known as king's houses, served as hubs where goods, ideas, and cultures mingled. This network of commerce not only enriched the Norse but also facilitated the flow of knowledge, technology, and art across the medieval world. The Viking longship was a marvel of engineering, designed for speed, maneuverability, and the ability to navigate both open seas and shallow rivers. Its clinker-built hull, made by overlapping wooden planks, reduced weight while maintaining strength. The ship's shallow draft allowed it to launch from coastal cliffs and traverse inland waterways. Navigation relied on a combination of celestial sights, the sun compass, and a keen sense of the sea's currents. The Vikings also pioneered ironworking techniques, producing durable weapons and tools that were prized across Europe. Their shipbuilding knowledge was passed down through generations, ensuring that each new vessel met the rigorous standards of the sea. The Norse alphabet, known as runes, was more than a writing system, it was a cultural artifact that carried meaning across generations. The earliest runic inscriptions date back to the 9th century, found on stone monuments, jewelry, and everyday objects. Runes were carved with a chisel, producing sharp, angular characters that could be read from both sides. The runic alphabet evolved over time, eventually giving rise to the Latin alphabet used in Scandinavia today. Scholars study runic inscriptions to uncover insights into Norse mythology, law, and daily life, revealing a people who valued memory, storytelling, and the written word. The Viking worldview was shaped by a pantheon of gods and a complex cosmology. Odin, the chief deity, was associated with wisdom, war, and death, while Thor wielded his hammer Mjolnir to protect the world from giants. Freya, the goddess of love and fertility, was revered for her beauty and power. The Norse believed in a cyclical universe, with the world tree Yggdrasil connecting realms of gods, humans, and the dead. Rituals, sacrifices, and cedar magic were integral to daily life, and the sagas recorded the deeds of heroes and the fates of nations. Their myths were not only stories but also moral guides for a society that valued courage and honor. Life in a Viking village was a blend of hard work and communal resilience. Homes were built from timber and thatch, with a central hearth that kept families warm and fed. Men tended to livestock, while women managed the household, produced textiles, and cared for children. Children learned practical skills early, helping with chores and listening to stories that passed down history. The diet was rich in fish, barley, and root vegetables, supplemented by cured meats and dairy. Seasonal festivals marked the changing of the year, and music, dance, and storytelling were integral to community bonding. This everyday rhythm forged a society that could withstand the harsh northern climate. Viking artisans were renowned for their skill in metalwork, wood carving, and textile design. Iron and bronze tools, swords, and helmets were forged with precision, often bearing intricate patterns that reflected mythological motifs. Woodcarvers produced elaborate ship figures, runic inscriptions, and decorative panels for homes and ships. Textile artisans created vibrant tapestries and clothing woven with bright colors, using wool and linen. Jewelry, from simple iron rings to elaborate gold filigree, showcased the Vikings' mastery of precious metals. These artistic expressions were not merely decorative, they served as status symbols, cultural markers, and storytelling devices that communicated values and heritage across generations. The Viking legacy endures in language, place names, and cultural memory. Many English words, such as sky, egg, and law, have roots in Old Norse. Place names across the British Isles, from Dublin to the Orkney Islands, bear the imprint of Viking settlement. In modern Scandinavia, the Viking spirit is celebrated in festivals, museums, and popular media. Archaeological discoveries, from shipwrecks to runestones, continue to illuminate the past and inspire new generations. The Vikings' blend of exploration, trade, and craftsmanship has left an indelible mark on the world, reminding us that curiosity and resilience can shape history. From the misty fjords of Scandinavia to the distant shores of North America, the Vikings carved a legacy that still echoes in our world. Their daring voyages, sophisticated shipbuilding, and vibrant culture left an imprint that shaped trade, language, and art across centuries. As we look back at the sagas, runes, and archaeological finds, we gain a deeper appreciation for a people who navigated the unknown with courage and ingenuity. The story of the Vikings reminds us that exploration is a timeless human drive, and that the past continues to inspire new adventures. If you enjoyed this story, subscribe for more real mysteries and discoveries.